going? Today is June the 8th, 2021. And it's a very significant day here in my household. I am 8 months sober. What are you talking about? What? Strong. Add it to my collection. And I don't mean it like flip it, like add it to my collection. I mean it like add it to my collection. Yes, more sober time. Gotcha. All right. Never going to be complacent in my sobriety. Always going to be one step ahead of it if I can. Look for the warning signs, the stages of relapse. And I want to bring this up today because someone close to me is relapsed bad. Bad, big bad. Drug of choice, heroin, and now has added methamphetamine. So delusions and self-picking and things of that nature. She's very sick, and someone that is living near her said it's really bad. She's going to have to go into the hospital first and get a medical clearance. She's just infected. She's not in a good place. So wishing her well and that everything works out. So if I keep like squinting and looking, I need new glasses. My prescription, I don't even know where my glasses are, is expired. And I'm going to have some like optical surgery here on the 18th. So I'm going to wait till that's done to get my new glasses. And you probably don't give a rat's ass. So on with the show. So the stages of relapse, and I'm kind of looking down because I have a workbook that I do randomly when I'm feeling froggy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of keep myself one step ahead. And it talks about the stages of relapse. And the first one is emotional relapse. Second is mental. Third, physical. And I don't know if you all experience this, but I used to get high thinking about getting high. And that would just, it would like start the wheels turning. You know, I'm going to go to the liquor store and I'm going to make this drink and I'm going to do this and that. Or once I get drunk, I'm going to call this dealer and get that drug. And it just snowballs, you know? So that's, but before that even starts, because to me, that's like the mental thing, is the emotional. Something could set me off, a trigger, some sort of random act of crazy. And I want to run to my drug of choice and forget all about it. So working the program is why it's so important. Doing the steps, having a sponsor, and going to meetings, whether it's online or in person, whatever works for you. We've talked about that before. So this is what this says. It says, there are some of the signs of emotional relapse: bottling up emotions, isolating, not going to meetings but not sharing, focusing on other people's problems by focusing on how other people affect them, poor eating and sleeping habits. These are common denominators of emotional relapse. Is poor self-care, in which self-care is broadly defined and include emotional, psychological, and physical care. So I know all about that. Something would happen and I would be like, oh my God, I just got to get drunk. I don't want to deal with this. Nothing would happen. Oh my God, I got to get drunk and deal with this. So I know the emotional relapse, and we all have done it. Yes, I'm talking to you. You. The next one is the mental relapse. In mental relapse, there's a war going on inside of people's minds. Part of them wants to use, but part of them doesn't. As individuals go deeper into mental relapse, their cognitive resistance to relapse diminishes and their need for escape increases. Ooh, the itch. You know what I'm saying? Totally been there. Yeah, mental relapse. You are planning out your escape route. You're going to escape from Alcatraz, and you are thinking about what liquor store you're going to go to and what you're going to buy and where you're going to drink it and, you know, what dealer you're going to call or whatever your drug of choice is. Then the physical relapse. Let me read this one. Finally, physical relapse is when an individual starts using again. Once an individual has that one drink or that one drug use, it may quickly lead to relapse of uncontrolled using. I've never done that. Right. But more importantly, it usually will lead to a mental relapse of obsessive and uncontrolled thinking of using, which eventually can lead to uncontrolled using. Most physical relapse Most physical relapses are relapses of opportunity. They occur when the person has a window in which they feel they will not get caught. Sneaky Pete, right? Sneaky behavior. Secrets keep us sick, right? Remember that. Part of relapse prevention involves rehearsing these situations and developing a healthy exit strategy. When people don't understand relapse prevention and think it involves saying just no or about to use, that made no sense. Let me read that again. When people don't understand relapse prevention, they think it involves saying no just before they're about to use. Okay, that makes more sense. Hello. But that is the final and most difficult stage to stop, which is why people relapse. If an individual remains in mental relapse long enough without the necessary coping skills, clinical experience has shown they are more likely to turn to drugs or alcohol just to escape their turmoil. I've never done that either. Right. So going to residential treatment, I learned how to deal with certain situations, grounding techniques, tools in my toolbox. If I'm feeling this way, I'm going to do that. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to try this. And some things that work for me, we've talked about this, journaling, making these insane videos for you guys, walking the dogs when my back allows, sometimes just talking to my primary care doctor or talking to my pain management doctor, just getting things off my chest, not saying I want to use, but you know, like with my chronic pain, if I can just sometimes just get it out, I feel so much better. And I don't think about using. I think about what can I do to make this pain better without using alcohol. And I had to go to the emergency room yesterday. Okay, I've had these crazy new symptoms. It feels like, have you ever put your tongue on a 9-volt battery and you feel that vibration just to check and see if the battery's still good? I don't know if any of you have done that. I mean, that's what we did in my house. That's what this feels like from my navel down. And this is a new symptom. I've had back problems for 15 years, and this is the first time something like this has been going on. So I went to the ER last night, and they did a CAT scan, and they did an MRI, and they ended up giving me some pain medication, which I'm fine with. That's not my thing. And they gave me some steroids. And then today, my primary care nurse practitioner, physician's assistant came to the house, and he prescribed me some not Decadron, the other steroid, prednisone. And I'm fingers and toes that works. I think if I can get some steroids on board, it'll help, because I've got some edema or swelling in my back, and I've never had that before. So I think that's where this little electrical storm's coming from. But anyway, I sought help. I talked to people and said, this is what's going on. And so I handled it instead of going to the liquor store. And so that's huge for me. 8 months ago, I'd have been, having a big case of the fuck it, I'll just go get fucked up. So I'm learning new techniques every day. I love to learn new things. It is not easy being cheesy and staying sober. I know that a few of my friends that are not in the program, they all support me. They might not understand what I'm going through, but they understand. Sorry, I was looking for my coin. It hopped off the table. They understand what a psychopath I was when I was using, so they know how important my recovery is. So very excited to celebrate 8 months today. But if you get that little itch and you see those warning signs, get to a meeting. And they have meetings 24 hours a day. You've got in the rooms, you've got Zoom. There is a meeting 24 hours a day. They've got night, what do they call it? Night owl meetings start at 10 at night in person. They've got early bird meetings that start at 6 a.m. There's something for everybody. Whip out the big book and find a chapter that, resonates with you. Do some journaling, take a walk, take some deep breaths, do some meditation, try some yoga, reach out to a friend, reach out to your sponsor. Just don't pick up without reaching out, okay? I say just don't pick up at all, but we all know shit happens. And I'm not saying that relapse is a part of recovery. I don't believe that, and here's why. I'm going to have people that agree with me and people think I'm batshit crazy. When you relapse and you are supposed to be in recovery and in the program, you're not working it. You're bullshitting. You're just warming a seat. You're telling them what they want to hear, or you're not saying anything at all. You're not reaching out to your sponsor. You haven't worked the steps, and if you did it half-assed. Step 5 seems to really get people. I call bullshit. Get it out. Get it off your chest. Move along. Secrets keep us sick. And, you know, I had every excuse in the book when I would relapse, but it was all about me just bullshitting and not working the program. So once I gave it up, gave it to God, and did what I had to do, here I am 8 months later. That's a fucking miracle. I was 59 days was the longest I could go sober. There are times I would get out of rehab, get home, and go straight to the liquor store. It was just insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And every time I would end up in a hospital, an institution, or jail. And I was never arrested for being under the influence, but things I was doing when I was drunk would get me in trouble. And by the grace of God, I never got a PI or a DWI. I wasn't a person who drank and drove. I was an Uber, drinker, or I would get all my hooch, beforehand. But anyway, all right. So that's what I wanted to put in your heads today is watch out for relapses. I don't care if you've got one day, a little 24 hours, a year, 10 years, 20 years. We all know that our addiction is in the corner doing push-ups, just waiting. They are waiting for us to just say, oh, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. So anyway, I want to end it on the serenity prayer today. And I want you to like, subscribe, and get notifications for my videos. And I appreciate all your love and support. Tell your friends. I do these videos for me, but if I can help just one person, and I know I don't get a lot of views, and that's all right. I don't have very many subscribers, and that's all right. I do it for me, and hoping that I help just one person, if it's just one. If I help 1,000, that'd be great, or 1,000,000, but, let's just start small. Anyway, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God bless all of you. I love you. Go out and make good choices, and we'll see you later. Bye.